Will those in favor of the draft resolution please raise their hands?
13 member states in favor, 1 abstention from China and 1 negative vote from Russia, which sunk the entire resolution, with Moscow's envoy denouncing the effort authored by the United States and Japan.
They're
trying to portray us as if we're not upholding our commitments under international treaties. This is absurd, completely absurd. The Russian Federation, the author behind a number of foundational initiatives directed towards Pyros, has unswervingly sought and continues to seek to contribute to keeping outer space free of weapons of any kind. We also strive to achieve the prevention of outer space turning into yet another sphere of tension and armed confrontation.
Had the text been adopted, it would have urged all member states to use outer space in full compliance with international law. It called on states with major space capabilities to contribute to the objective of its peaceful use and the prevention of an arms race in outer space, and to refrain from actions contrary to relevant existing treaties, including the Outer Space Treaty that forms the basis of international space law, and further urged member states not to develop nuclear weapons to be placed in orbit around the Earth. Before using its veto, Russia offered an amendment on the inadmissibility of weapons of any kind being placed in outer space, but received only 7 votes in favor, falling short of the 9 needed for adoption.
Unfortunately, today,
as Washington's envoy criticized Russia's veto,
President Putin himself has said publicly that Russia has no intention of deploying nuclear weapons in space. Why? Why, if you are following the rules, would you not support a resolution that reaffirms them? What could you possibly be hiding? It's baffling and it's a shame. This is not the outcome the United States wanted. And given the vote count, it is not the outcome the rest of this council wanted either. But let me be clear, in no way does this vote undermine the obligations Russia or any other state party continues to have under the Outer Space Treaty.
Japan's ambassador, representing the only country to suffer the wartime use of nuclear weapons, pointed to Russia's veto as silencing a critical message they hope to send to the international community that outer space must remain a domain of peace.
Let me be clear. Maintaining the peaceful nature of our outer space is greatly relevant to the work of the Security Council. With a single detonation of a nuclear weapon in outer space, a large number of satellites and other critical infrastructure in outer space would be taken down. The consequences would be catastrophic and would not be limited to outer space. The repercussions would also affect people's lives and sustainable development in every region on Earth. Despite the result today, preventing any nuclear weapons or other weapons of mass destruction in outer space must remain our priority and should be pursued by all UN member states, including those who blocked today's draft resolution.
The 1967 Outer Space Treaty already includes prohibitions on nuclear weapons in space and limits the use of the moon and all other celestial bodies for peaceful purposes. Both Russia and the United States are signatories to the treaty, which entered into force on the 10th of October 1967, and which also precludes any country from claiming sovereignty over outer space or any celestial bodies. In February, the White House National Security spokesperson claimed Russia had obtained the capability of troubling emerging anti-satellite weapons, but that these weapons were not currently operational and that there was no immediate threat to anyone's safety. Moscow has rejected the assertion as a malicious fabrication. Sherwin Riceby's SABC News, New York.